Brands throughout time have been using color to influence, attract, and educate people. Today, I'm going to be talking about different colors, their psychology, and how you can choose the best colors for your business's visuals. Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalia. I'm a graphic designer and I specialize in brand design. You're watching part 2 of my series for the DIY designer. So this is a series geared towards business owners and just helping them with creating visuals for their business. So how do you choose colors? That's a really good question. The first thing you actually want to do is make sure that your brand identity is established. So do you know things like who is your target audience? Like what are your values and what is your brand's personality? Where are you trying to go with this? If you don't know these things just yet, I would suggest watching my first video in the series, which I will link in the cards or in the description down below. But if you have watched that already and you know all this information, let's get into the colors. Color psychology is the key to understanding and choosing the right colors for your brand's identity. I can't make this video too long, so we're going to be mostly scratching the surface today, but giving you the right amount of information that you need to be able to apply something right now. So I added some timestamps for you guys to skip around and just enjoy the video. This is the color wheel. This side has cool colors and this side has warm colors. Warm colors such as yellow, orange, and red are generally more energizing and positive, while cool colors such as green, blue, and purple give a sense of relaxation and calm. If you ever see a format like this is a hexadecimal format, aka a hex code. This is important because you're able to identify which color you're using. That way you can maintain consistency throughout your design. So let's examine these colors, starting with red. This is a primary color and it's associated with things that are sort of differing, like how it represents danger, but also love and passion, and also power and determination. Red has been used in street signs and hearts, but also in branding such as for Netflix, Coca-Cola, and also YouTube. The next color we're talking about is pink, which is associated with traditional femininity. It can be linked to innocence and sweetness. It is a very calming and non-threatening color. Some brands that use pink is Victoria's Secret, Avon, and also T-Mobile. Now on to yellow. This color is associated with joy, happiness, and energy. It produces a warming effect and is very cheerful, but it can also be a color of annoyance. But it is definitely an attention getter. And some of the brands that use yellow are Snapchat, McDonald's, and Lay's. And on to the color orange. So this is associated with joy, sunshine, the tropics, creativity, determination, and it is a very friendly color. One of my personal favorites. Some brands that use the color orange are Home Depot, Dunkin' Donuts, Fanta, and Nickelodeon. Now green is the color of nature. It symbolizes growth, harmony, freshness, and calmness. It is considered beneficial to the mind and body. Some brands that use the color green are 7th Generation, Whole Foods, and Starbucks. Blue is the color of calmness and relaxation. Some feelings it conveys is peacefulness and security. Some brands that use the color blue are Lowe's, Facebook, and Chase Bank. Now moving on to purple. This is the color of royalty. It symbolizes power, nobility, luxury, and ambition. Some brands that use purple in their marketing materials are Hallmark, Taco Bell, and Yahoo. Now on to white and black. Last but not least, white is associated with light, goodness, innocence. It is considered to be the color of perfection and purity. It usually has a positive connotation, while black is associated with power, elegance, and even mystery. Now we will consider a real-life example. My brand, DBK Media Company. 3 colors that I chose are pastel magenta, electric flamingo, and salmon. My 2 neutrals are pure black and white. So I chose these colors because they represent my personality. And as a service-based business, you have to choose things that are more representative of you personally. Instead of selling a product, it's more about what represents your product. So why these colors relate to me as a person is the pastel magenta. It represents love and femininity and also playfulness, and that's the kind of person that I am. The salmon represents creativity, and as we talked about, orange is just a really friendly color, and that's who I am as a person. And also the electric flamingo color is more bold and confident, and that represents a little part of my personality as well. So this is why I thought about all these things when choosing my colors, and I wanted something that was very bright as well. So think about all of these things when choosing colors for your brand. After you get an idea of the colors that you would like to use, pick a primary color and then base all your other colors around what is harmonious with that. So you want to choose up to 5 colors, and you want to do 2 neutrals and 3 other colors. That's what I usually do. You want to make sure that you have neutrals in your toolbox so that you're not just using all types of things that maybe might not match with everything, because you're not going to be changing this probably ever. So you want to have something that's really versatile is what I mean. Usually I choose black and white, but you can choose really anything that you feel like still goes along with your branding. Something else you can implement is using the 70-20-10 rule, which is where you can use 70% of your primary color, 20% of your secondary color, and 10% of your third color. And also you can just use your neutrals whenever. And that way you can have a set guideline of where to use which color and how all of that works. Using the color wheel, you can look at different color schemes and see how they match well together. Like different color schemes like the triadic or complementary schemes, even monochromatic, and the one that I don't know how to pronounce, I think it's anaglyph. This way you can make sure that everything is in harmony. After choosing your colors, you can test them out on different mock-ups, on your logo, and different marketing materials, and make sure it makes sense and that it looks good. It's going to be attractive to your audience. So you can even ask your audience, hey, how does this look? Or you can ask your family members to help you out with this, or friends, whoever is going to tell you the truth about how it looks, so that you can make sure that it's gonna be something that's good. Something that looks good to you might not look good to your audience, which that's part of marketing. So make sure that you pay attention to the readability and the visual impact of the colors that you use. Make sure that it's legible. If people can't read it, they're not gonna put in extra effort to try to. So you gotta make things good at glance. Something to also be mindful of is color space. So there's 2 different color spaces that I'm talking about right now. It is CMYK and RGB. So CMYK is for printing and RGB is for digital viewing. So basically even Instagram, just the internet, just general digital anything. On your iPad, on your iPhone, on your Android device, whatever it might be, just something digital. So CMYK, you print it off. Maybe a poster, something physical that you print off. So the thing is, when you print something, the color is different than if it was on digital. Usually digital colors are more brighter. They're more diverse because you have a lot more of options when you're picking things digitally, but when you're printing, there's only a certain amount of colors that you can choose from. So basically there's a limited amount of colors that you can use when you print. So this is something to keep in mind. It's a lot easier to design something in CMYK and then convert it to RGB color space than the other way around. So if possible, try to keep that in mind when you're creating things for print versus when you're creating things for RGB, because your colors will look different. I don't want you to print something and it looks completely different than what you thought it was going to look like because it looked different on the screen. And that's all the tips I really have for you guys today. So if this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. Comment something that you learned or something that you know you're gonna implement. Very soon I'll be dropping another video on fonts, how to choose the best fonts for your branding. So we'll be talking about all this type of stuff that is so specific, like sans serif and serif. So if you don't know what that is, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those notifications so that you can be notified when I post my next video in the series. I have a PDF guide linked below on more resources on how to choose your colors. It has different color palette generators. It has more info on color psychology and other really helpful resources that you guys can use. So go down there and subscribe and you'll get the guide completely free. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will talk to you soon.